What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another Beta Memoirs. And we are starting this earnings week off hot. We are running like crazy. Tesla, Amazon, UPST. There has just been a lot. You got a Facebook reversal. There is a lot going on. We are ready for earnings. There is nothing really holding back the market from this point. The shorts are gone. So being said, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so, because it's going to get quite interesting. And also let me know what you guys are looking at this week. As far as me, as far as the SPX, the market in general, everything is super bullish right now. The only thing I could possibly see going on this week that may introduce some volatility is the beige book that comes out on Wednesday. Being said, aside from that, we are extremely strong. We ran hard today. I think we're going to run hard tomorrow. That beige book may just be a reason to pull back a little bit going into Tesla earnings, and then go ahead and knock out and continue with this bullish push. Now, tomorrow before open, we got Johnson & Johnson. We got a couple others. P&G, and then end of day we also have Netflix, United, Stride tomorrow after close, and then we got another couple awesome days of some great earnings coming up, and essentially everything is starting to run. So again, there's no real weakness, no real bearish sentiment anymore at this point. It's not saying that something can't show up. But things are looking very strong. Being said, Bitcoin is actually hovering quite a bit. Looks like it's consolidating, getting ready for its next leg up. Break all-time highs is, I think, something that's going to happen before the end of the week. With that being said, I've been talking about having coin on watch this week on pullbacks because it has been absolute behemoth as well. But going back to SPX again looking great. It is straight up, so I assume there will be a pullback at some point, whether that's tomorrow or going into Wednesday. Again, beige book Wednesday, so I think we might get a pullback on that. But looking good, looking very solid on the daily. We could come back and we did do a retest a little bit this morning before we did take off, so that was good to see. I think all-time highs are just right around the corner. Tesla, monster day. Continuation into earnings Wednesday. That 900 is I believe, is going to be a ceiling. So right now we've already kind of stalling at the 875 mark. Wouldn't actually be surprised if this stalls or pulls back at least to the 20 EMA here. So the 858 mark. Before it attempts to hit the 900. I don't think we're going to break that 900 ceiling until we actually get earnings. I think there's a strong possibility we will test it, but we have come almost straight up. So being said, the pullbacks have been very limited. This was a trade I did take today. I didn't actually swing this overnight though, but I do like Tesla for continuation. A lot of my watch for tomorrow is a lot of just FANG stocks. Again, seeing all the money pump into FANG, especially ones like your Apple and your Facebook, because of the fact that Apple and Facebook have been lagging behind everything, and now they're starting to get some steam, especially Facebook with all the massive amount of beating it's gotten over the past couple weeks. That's really taken a massive hit. So I think we can see a massive run going into earnings, which for Facebook is next week as well. So I can see it try to make up a lot of ground before then. So you got Facebook, our Tesla here. Again, I think it's got that essentially that 900 foot mark is what I'm watching. I think it's going to get rejected there, to be honest. But I think if we do have an awesome earnings, I can see that break and go for and test the 1,000 mark from that point. But again, I don't think it's going to have enough gas to break that 900 until then. Now, Apple, again, like I said, I was waiting for this break of the 50, essentially the 155 mark. It did finally break it today. I'm looking for this to retest tomorrow, get a position for this for earnings as well. I do really like Apple. It's a very solid company. Even though they have cut some of production, I think it's going to produce. I mean, they just had the new iPhone and everything come out, so there's a lot of other stuff going for Apple. They did have an event today. That's also one thing to keep in mind is that Google has an event tomorrow, and see if there's any kind of selling tomorrow. But being said, Apple is definitely a play I want to watch tomorrow on the daily. As you can see, we did break above, so I'm kind of looking for it to come back and retest again. That 145 mark would be great. That'd be great for getting a position, then getting something that covers earnings is what I am looking at. Google, massive day. I barely missed this one today, but it took essentially Tesla and Amazon this morning, so I didn't get to catch Google, but Google, I'm also looking for a good pullback here, possibly around that 2834 mark would be good. Again, try to get something to cover earnings. I could even pull back a little bit further, but the wedge breakout, pretty solid support here at the 2824 mark. So looking for that. Facebook, again, a lot of ground it could make up between now and next week. It does need to break this 337 mark. It was forever stuck down here at that 329 mark. Finally broke that today. So if we do open up above this, I can see this being a major leader. I see a lot of people flooding into Facebook if this really starts to get some gas again, because it has a long ways to make up. It has 50 points to make up. And I think a lot of people flood into this. I got a pretty decent sized position in this, so I'm looking forward to Facebook recovering pretty well. Microsoft still strong, broke back to all-time highs. You notice that, yeah, it broke to all-time highs today. I don't typically play Microsoft. I kind of use it more as a gauge. Square, again, trying to break out as well. Still has another leg up, I think, to the 58 mark. Once it breaks that trend, I think it's back to all-time highs. I'm kind of waiting for this. I've been playing this on and off, but ultimately I want this to break above, again, the wedge here on the daily before I get back into it. Roblox continuing to try to break up. This guy, it got a lot of resistance. I don't think this is going to push much. I think we can possibly maybe get up to the 82 mark again before earnings. Earnings again is later in November. But being said, I think this is one thing I think it's not really going to get a lot of gas until it does get earnings. Once earnings, that's what I love about earnings is you play the pre-run up, then you let the earnings come out, and then you can play continuation. So you can go a lot heavier on continuations because you know what the result was, and you see the direction. So that does help quite a bit. So I do like playing after earnings continuations as well. Snap had some really weird. I don't know what exactly the news was on this today, but it did sell off very heavily during most of the day, but then picked right back up. So considering that as far as the ad space goes, that they are essentially the leader in their ads. They've been destroying ads and really taking Snap to the next level. But for whatever reason, we did sell today. UPST, actually, this thing is a behemoth. And actually, there was news that came out after hours about, I think it's Berkshire Hills partners with Upstart on the lending platform. So that was major news it got after hours. Be interesting to see if this does gap up tomorrow and start running. So you have to, after hours, it's not doing too much, but if it does decide to gap up, I think this guy can start really running. Again, needs to break that mythical 400. And once it does break that, I think it gets more on a price discovery again and then get some big pushing in that. Affirm, same thing, massive move today. I think we'll get another retest down here at the 154 mark for possible entry, or 153 mark. And then from that point, I think Affirm, both tremendous companies, really solving some big issues. So I think they can continue on much further for now. Again, I think towards the end of the year, or not the end of this year, but beginning of early next year, I think we'll have a better correction than what we've seen this year. This year, I wasn't expecting a lot of big corrections, and we're starting to see that. Amazon monster rip this morning. I did catch this out of the gates. Didn't hold this overnight. I'm looking for another retest. If it does dip back down tomorrow, which I think we're going to either dip tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm looking to buy this. This does have a lot of ground to cover. It did finally break out of the wedge, so I'm expecting to come back and retest. Shop, I've been holding this essentially from down here. Got that one, the 1405. So I got back in this on Friday. A massive break. We're looking for this to continue on as well. I think it did have some major price upgrades too before it did start selling off. And so you got earnings around the corner. I think some of the price upgrades were well over 2,000, I believe. So, I mean, Shop has been partnering with YouTube and everybody else. So it's got so much great potential in the pipeline and great partnerships it's already has that I think it's going to continue massive growth moving forward as well. SC, I did not play today. Waiting to see if it actually breaks here. If it does break here, it'd be interesting to see price discovery on this one. Again, I think this is a really good stock on as far as e-commerce plays as well. Net's just been a beast. I haven't played any of this, and this thing has just gone straight up. Etsy, massive pop today. As long as you can stay above this 27 to 28 mark, I think it's got potential to keep going as well into earnings. Trying to think. Banks have been doing good. I don't play banks very well. AMD, Monster Day, big rip. It's the one I had on watch as well. I didn't catch this because I was messing with Tesla and Amazon. NVIDIA, the chips are doing very well. It's good to see if you're playing the chips. MU is struggling. Again, I don't recall what exact news came out that caused it to sell off. I think it was forward guidance that kind of destroyed it originally. But being said, it is starting to consolidate down here with all the other chips running. Maybe worth building a position, something I might start looking at myself. Overstock, again, with everything running on the crypto space and ETFs and everything starting tomorrow. This could start running as well. So this would be one to keep on watch tomorrow. I did not take a position in coin today. I did miss the dip on this one, but I'm looking at this tomorrow, especially if those ETFs really start pumping crypto. Watch coin to start flying as well with that. Revolve had some massive news today. Push, I think we're looking to break all-time highs with this one as well. Yeah, we're close to all breaking all-time highs. We're almost in price discovery with Revolve as well. Digital Ocean, this one just broke out today as well. Digital Ocean. Wing is an interesting one. It looks like we got a break and a retest. It's entry as long as it doesn't break the 169 mark. You look for possible retest of the 187 mark on Wing. It's a pretty slow mover, moves pretty good. I do like Wing. I played it down here. I caught the bottom on this. Essentially played it up to this resistance, and I got out. Now that it's broke, retesting. Good for another position here going forward. BYND is interesting. It's been playing this lower levels a lot. It looks like it did finally break the wedge, retesting. This can be another good one to keep on watch tomorrow as well. But that's pretty much what I got for you guys. I don't want to make this video too long. There's a lot of good potential out there. It's just going with the ones that have strength in them, like Fang. This is why I like to stay with Fang during this time, because there's a lot of strength in Fang right now. It's essentially waiting for the dip, buying the dip, and make sure you got enough time to cover earnings, and then play that, right? Ultimately, again, this is not financial advice, but it's definitely one of the things that definitely help during this time. If you're a struggling trader, is to give yourself time. It always helps make your assumption correct the longer time you do have with it. So if you have made it this far, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.